Many of us are taught from a young age that you should be loyal to your company and then they'll be loyal to you. But in today's world, what you'll notice is corporate loyalty is a one-way street. And if you don't realize that early on in your career, you're going to sacrifice career growth, your earning potentials, and also your peace of mind. Because why would you be loyal to a company that can get rid of you tomorrow if they had to? So in this video, I want to talk about corporate loyalty, dismantle that myth, but also teach you to be in control of the one thing that should be the most important thing to you, and that's loyalty to yourself and your career. Many of us millennials or earlier, and I guess so even in the present day, depending on where you are in the world, we're taught that if you work hard, go above and beyond for your company, do the best that you can, show their corporate values, that you'll start getting promotions quickly, pay rises quickly, and you'll climb that ladder all within the same company, and that company is effectively taking care of you, right? And this may have been true decades ago, where companies were doing this and they could take you on a journey through your entire career, giving you that growth and those pay rises. But in today's world, that is not the case. Just look at the tech sector. Layoffs are happening left, right, and center, even when there's record profits. And I've witnessed this myself in the corporate investment banking world, where entire departments vanish overnight. And I'm not trying to demonize any organizations here or companies. They're not evil, but they're doing what they have to do because effectively they need to protect themselves. Business is about protecting your own survival, making sure your company stays afloat. So your personal loyalty is never going to outweigh the company's strategy, what the business needs to do to cut costs or pivot. You know, your loyalty is the lowest thing on the pile in that scenario. And I've actually seen this play out a few times. I've seen people get really good job offers elsewhere and then turn these down because they think the company they're in right now is treating them so well over their time and will continue to do so. And then a few months later, there's a round of redundancies and they're gone. And also something I've experienced is you overwork, you do the weekend, you do the above and beyond to make sure that your projects get delivered. And then when it comes to performance review, you're given the spiel that, you know, budgets are tight, so we couldn't really reward you this time round. But they value me nevertheless, you know, they value my input, they value me as a person, but then there's no compensation for that either. So that is another way of showing you loyalty in a one-way scenario. And why is this important? This I think it's important to companies because it is corporate psychology in a way. Now, if we go into this in a bit more detail, corporate culture, companies want you to be emotionally invested in them. They want you to represent the brand, even if you're outside of work. So, you know, you tie your identity to that brand that you work for. And that means that you're more likely to go above and beyond when you need to. You're going to be there to overperform and do more than you are meant to do in your job. Because that's the dream for an organization, right? You know, having a full workforce of individuals who go above and beyond for nothing, for less, effectively. And most of the time you'll see that mentality, that psychology packaged up as family culture. And I've got another video on my channel, if you want, I'll link to that now here, about how, you know, the phrase "we're a family" is loaded with so much toxicity and actually can have a lot of red flags. So do check that video out as well. These are the things I think you should be loyal to. If anything, you should be loyal to your skills firstly. This means keep upskilling, keep learning new things. We're in the age of AI right now. Learn how AI can impact your job, but also help you be better at your job. So always stay loyal to your skills, stay relevant, and that will help you thrive no matter where you go. You should also be loyal to your network, and that means building a network, even if it's outside of your organization or your industry. Attend events, use social media, but really try and build a network that is bigger than your corporate culture day to day, your work that you're in right now, because that will help serve you when you need to move on. And also, and I think this is the most important one, is to be loyal to your reputation. So always have a standard. That could mean that you always deliver a certain quality of work, or maybe it's your communication style that you're known for. But really, this is the reputation that will follow you everywhere you go. It's your brand. So always be loyal to that. So if you're feeling right now that you've been loyal to an organization that you're in for ages and you're not feeling that return, then start doing some things to be loyal to yourself. Firstly, I want you to go and update your LinkedIn profile. Even if you're in a happy place in your current role and you haven't touched it for a while, you should always keep it current. Learn new courses, put them on there, but really keep that fresh and keep that profile going. Also, I want you to have regular conversations about your compensation at work. I think it's really important things to do. Don't just leave it to a point where it's been so long and you've become stale and you're at the bottom of the market. Then you're having a conversation full of resentment and it's often quite emotionally loaded. Just have that conversation regularly to say, look, I want to keep my performance in line with the market expectations for this role. And one thing I do, which I think is really important that everyone should try and adopt this mindset, is that you should see your job as one chapter in your book, not the whole book. So this job that you're in now isn't your whole existence and shouldn't be the beginning, middle and end of your career. It should just be one chapter in the book of your career, and that you're going to keep taking stepping stones forward and growing. And that's a really good mindset to start having. And also have an emergency plan. And this emergency plan is, you never know when you're going to need it effectively, because layoffs are happening all the time at the moment. But this emergency plan should be a list of your accomplishments, examples of where you've done well, your skills. You should have enough savings, for 6 months of your rent or mortgage or your living costs, just in case you are laid off. But start to plan this. It's really important that you have this exit strategy in case things go pear-shaped. This list, it isn't paranoia, this is empowerment. So I'm not being paranoid here and telling you to do all these things, but I'm empowering you to take control and start thinking of your career and being loyal to yourself effectively. These steps will help you to not feel like you're at the mercy of corporate decisions, but really that you are in control here. So just remember that a company will always do what's best for the business, but your job is to do what's best for you and your career. Just always maintain that in every decision that you make. If this video has hit home for you, do drop a comment below and tell me about, your corporate loyalty stories, or where you've been burned, or whether you're in a great environment that is really supporting you. Love to hear about those as well. I'll also link to a video that I did about family and the whole family work culture. I think it resonates really well with this topic that we're talking about today as well. So if you're liking the content on this channel, please subscribe. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next one, and I'll see you then. Thank you.